How do we keep on trusting the universe when everything seems to be going in the opposite direction? The most significant thing that we want to say to you is that trust is an interesting thing, isn't it? Trust or faith means believing something or believing in something that I don't right now, with my physical senses, have proof for. I can't see it or hear it or smell it or taste it or touch it. And so it's asking a lot of yourself to believe in something for which you have no evidence. But we do not think that that is exactly the way it goes in relationship to this question, because we know for sure that there are so many things that are available for you to observe that can give you, when you focus upon them, a way to trust in the goodness of the universe. We know what you're getting at, though, here, when there are specific things that you want or have been wanting, and they don't seem to be coming about. And we also know that it's difficult when you are in the midst of observing the results of vibration, which are manifestations which really go in opposition to what you want. But we also want to remind you that words don't teach. So there really isn't anything that we could say to you right now that would convince you to feel other than you are feeling right now. Words are not the answer for a question like this. It is life experience that is. Let us go even further. Let us say that you can't trust necessarily what others are telling you about anything, because sometimes they are telling you what they believe, which is a departure from what you believe. Sometimes they are deliberately distorting things. Sometimes they believe what they are saying, and sometimes they don't. But the most important thing that we're wanting to relay to you here is that we want you to let your life experience show you. In other words, if words don't teach, then what is going to show you how this works? And the thing that confuses you is that if you have been vibrationally out of sync with your own desire, if you have been more aware of what you don't want than of what you do want, then you've been creating or attracting a scenario that you don't want with your vibration, while you've been using words more and more about what you do want, and that's causing the confusion within you, because you want to say, I've been saying what I want and I'm not getting it. And so this is really what we are saying to you. The way you trust the universe to give you what you want is by finding the feeling of trust first. And we also know that it takes a while, since we really mean it, that words don't teach, for you to find the feeling place of why you want something, and then to experience the feeling of the momentum getting stronger and stronger, and then you getting to witness the manifestation of it. That's how you come to trust. You said, how do we keep on trusting the universe when everything seems to be going in the opposite direction? You can't. When the evidence that you are seeing is going in the opposite direction of what you're asking for, you can't trust, because you can't create it under those conditions. But you have to get out ahead of it. You have to start with things that are easier. Start with things that are not so hard for you to trust. Ask the universe to show you something, and then notice that it will. Recently, we've been encouraging some of you to play a game with yourself and with the universe, where you identify a short list of things that you would like the universe to show you, to call your attention to, or to create in some unexpected way. Make a short list, something that you are not all blocked up about and worried about, not something that's been on your desire list for a long time that you're already feeling no trust about, but something that is fresh and not contradicted or not resisted in your vibration. Just make a short list, and then set out in your world, not necessarily specifically looking for those things, but just now that you've put them on a list, it is our knowing that you are very likely to see them. And as each thing that you've asked for with no resistance shows up, you'll feel a greater and greater sense of trust that the universe really is responding to you, that you really are in a worthy enough place that you can get what you're asking for. You have to ask, and the universe will deliver. But you have to let it in. And you can't let in what you do not trust. So over time, as you've shown yourself more and more that you can trust, then you can start thinking about some of these bigger things that haven't been coming for a while. But there's an even better way of putting yourself in a position of receiving more of the things that you really want, those things that feel big on your list. And that is, make a decision as soon as you can. Make it now. Make the decision that what you most want is to feel good. That what you most want is to feel trusting about your ability to create. Make a decision that you want to find the feeling place of ease and flow and trust. Because we want you to know it will be easier for you to find that feeling of feeling good, feeling easy, feeling happy, feeling joyful. Esther likes the words lighthearted. Decide that you're going to feel more lighthearted more of the time. And then you will begin to notice more avenues for these big things, the things that you think are big things. They are all the same, big or little, castle or button. You can create whatever you want, but not from a place of not trusting. So we know you want proof so you can trust, and we want you to trust so that proof can come. Wayne Dyer, Jerry and Esther's dear friend, some years ago, wrote a book with the best title. Esther never did read the book, but she really liked the title. You'll see it when you believe it. Where most people are saying, I'll believe that when I see it. Well, we get that you would, but you've got to believe it before you see it. You've got to trust before more evidence of trust can come to you. Most humans don't give a rip about the path of unfolding. You just say, put the car in the garage and leave it at that. Put my lover in the bed and I'm good. But what you have to understand is you put it in the vortex. Now you've got to get it out of the vortex and into your life experience. You're the one that has to turn these vibrations to thoughts, and these thoughts to words, and these words to impulses, and these impulses to actions, and these actions to the things that you've been asking for the states of being that you've been asking for. You hold all the cards. You're doing all of this creation for you in this experience. You are doing the asking, which matters so much. The laws of the universe and your inner being and all the magnificent God force energy is focusing those things into beingness, getting them ripe and ready for you to bring it all the way home. But when you just ask and complain, you don't bring it home. You just keep filling your vortex up and up and up. And what's interesting about that is that the more you ask and don't let in, the more tension you feel. The more you ask and don't let in, the more belligerent you become. The more you ask and don't let in, then the more you blame everybody else about it. And so in these days that we are together, it is our desire that you come into full recognition that you create your own reality. That you, through the life that you live, through the sifting and sorting, come to your own important and personal conclusions about what you want. And you launch these rockets of desire. And then your rockets of desires are tended to by the energy that creates worlds. Tended to by those who love you and know you and want your well-being. But you've got some stuff you got to do. You got to do more than do the contrast thing which makes you ask. Once you ask, you got to find a way of believing what you ask for. You can't stand in disbelief of what you're asking for. and have any opportunity to turn those thoughts to things. And you know what's so much fun? Turning thoughts to things. So much fun to be moving in the direction of what you're asking for. In fact, we're going to be so bold and accurate, especially accurate and bold. We're going to be so bold and accurate as to say to you, bold and accurate, as to say to you that the only place that satisfaction comes from is you allowing your thoughts to move in the direction of your desires. Because when you ask and don't let it in, you feel terrible. Split energy is awful. Don't you know that? Think about the things that you feel indecisive about. Aren't those miserable subjects? And people say, well, have you made up your mind? No, go away. Well, you need to decide pretty quick. Well, no, well, I get that. I want to decide, but my energy's all split. Well, stop it. Don't split your energy. Well, beliefs do that. Beliefs split energy from desires all the time. You don't believe that you can be or do or have anything, but your inner being does. So you're split from your inner being. Oh, you believe some things. You believe some people can be or do or have anything. And you don't like them very much. And that's another split. You want to be prosperous and you hate those who are. That's a split. You want to be clear-minded, but those who are, sometimes you feel jealousy. That's a split. You want to love, but sometimes you hate. That's a split. In other words, you got to do something about your split energy if you want to be happy. And once you do that, everything that matters to you will flow into your experience with such ease.